Here we are 2 years later, and anyone tethered to the internet is still feeling the results of the shock and awe a treasonous Silicon Valley experienced after Hillary Clinton's humiliating loss. And now, according to internal Google communications obtained by the Daily Caller, Google employees debated whether to bury conservative media outlets in the company's search function as a response to President Donald Trump's election in 2016. The Daily Caller and Breitbart were specifically singled out as outlets to potentially bury, the communications reveal. Communications obtained by the Daily Caller show that internal Google discussions went beyond expressing remorse over Clinton's loss to actually discussing ways Google could prevent Trump from winning again. This assault on freedom of the press should be met with the talons of the Constitution. Unfortunately, Google, like Epstein and the Clintons, can hide their crimes behind a wall of arbitration. Insurance Journal reported the engineer who sued Google after he was fired for blasting the company with allegations of anti-conservative bias won't get his day in court after all. James Damore's claims against the Alphabet Incorporated unit will be heard behind closed doors in private arbitration instead of in a public courtroom under an agreement filed by lawyers on both sides in California's state court in San Jose. The totalitarian nature of the tech culture in Silicon Valley is plummeting into chaos. As USA Today wrote, a small group of Facebook staffers say their fellow employees are intolerant of right-leaning political views and voices, creating an internal political monoculture. A senior engineer with the social media giant created an internal group called Facebookers for Political Diversity. Brian Amerige, a senior Facebook engineer, wrote in a post obtained by the New York Times, "We claim to welcome all perspectives, but are quick to attack, often in mobs, anyone who presents a view that appears to be in opposition to left-leaning ideology." The Business Insider reported that a well-known Republican San Francisco lawyer has filed a lawsuit against Google seeking to represent white, male, or conservative employees who believe the company has discriminated against them. The most jaw-dropping allegation is that Google publicly endorsed blacklists of conservatives. The suit claims that several hiring managers publicly vowed not to hire people categorized as hostile voices, aka conservatives.
There's many cases within Silicon Valley where we even have blacklists where if someone shows that they're a conservative, then they'll be blacklisted between different companies and different teams. And that really needs to change.
That would be the subject of a lawsuit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and there are a couple, I think.
Okay.
We talk about dreamers. I got an email from within the company from someone who's been at Google, who's a computer scientist from Stanford, and who talked about he found that he was a dreamer effectively when he went to get a license when he was 16.
He didn't know.
He didn't know, right? So he had studied computer science at Stanford, is one of our best performing people. So that's what the personal side of all of this is. That's who we are talking about, who we are standing up for.
The hypocrisy of Silicon Valley is unmatched. While the valley is home to trillions of dollars worth of companies, many of the blue-collar employees serving the tech industry are working out of their cars or tents in favor of Silicon Valley's elitist, liberal monoculture. John Bowne reporting.